What's up, YouTube? Tenchi Arizonia, the angry Dracolope of the Jackalope crew here, and today's video is a bit of an experiment that involves one of mine eyes. But before I do that, I'm just going to have a drink. Nothing special, just pink lemonade. I don't want to be having alcohol because I'm going to be dealing with chemicals in a minute. Very nice though, once you get used to the floral kick. Anyway, as I said, this video features an experiment involving one of my blades. Well, I didn't want to use a blade that I actually liked, so this experiment is involving the K-Bar Johnson Adventure Piggyback. Any of you who have been watching my channel for any length of time know I absolutely hated this blade when I got it because it came extremely blunt. And I mean, I could saw it across my hand with several pounds of force and have no injury. Not good for a knife. Not going to do that now because I have sharpened it. Although you may have noticed I'm not actually handling it without gloves on. And we all have oils in our skin, so once I've done this segment, I'm going to be putting some gloves on, degreasing this blade with white spirits, and then I will be cold gluing it using Birchwood Casey Super Glue. And I know what you're thinking. Before you even say it, stop right there. Because this isn't like my other videos where I'm just going to show you a before and an after. No. That's why I have my GoPro here on its head mount, so I can show you the entire process. Pardon me. That kind of happens when you have a carbonated drink. Anyway, what I'm going to be doing, and I've heard this can be done, I don't know if it can, I'm going to try blue-in stainless steel. I have no idea how it's going to come out, I just heard it can be done. And I have seen examples of it being done on a few knife making related channels such as Alex Steel. On a note here, I'm not the biggest fan of his personality. He is far too energetic for my liking. But I have to admit, he knows his way around a forge. So, if you see this video and you haven't checked his channel out yet, go check out Alex Steel. You probably have because he's a huge channel. But hey, if you haven't, go check him out. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to get the GoPro set up, get my window open because I'm actually in the kitchen, so I'm going to be opening the window so I do not choke myself out with cold blue fumes or white spirit fumes. And as I am doing this experiment in a food preparation area, I have put cling film down where I'm going to be doing the work. So, without further ado, let me get the GoPro set up on my head and get everything else ready, and I will return while I'm about to do the experiment and during the experiment. See you soon. Okay guys, so hopefully as you can see here, I have everything in front of me. The camera I hope is in frame. You can see my hands here, hopefully. So let's get on with the job at hand. I had to look to a side then. So first off, a little bit of white spirits to degrease the blade. And this will evaporate off really fast as well. It's one of the perks why I like it. As you can see, there are a few minor scratches on the blade, or at least I hope you can see that. I don't know how well it shows. That should do the job nicely. Now let me just put the lid back on the white spirits. And excuse me while I get over here to get a dry piece of towel. I did not think I would need more than one piece, so that was a faux pas on my part. Okay, so that's the blade itself prepped. Now we get on to the fun part, the bluing. This is Birchwood Casey Super Glue. You do not want this stuff in contact with your skin, and you certainly don't want to drink it. For anyone who's actually that stupid out there. As you can see, the little gasket on top has kind of disintegrated. So let's get one of our pieces of sponge here. I don't think I'm going to need much of this, but as I said, it is an experiment. I've never tried this before, so I don't know if it's going to work or not. As I've said, I have heard it does work, but that's why we're doing this, to find out. And quite honestly, I'm not seeing any reaction here, so maybe the claims I had heard were wrong, or maybe my bluing solution just isn't as concentrated as I thought. That being said, we will keep this experiment going just to be double sure that there is going to be no reaction, or if there is a reaction, because we want to know. Like I said, I have heard you can blue stainless steel, but I have no idea how well it's going to work on this particular stainless. I have no specifics on what stainless steels were used in the other videos that I've seen featuring bluing, though just from first impressions I would say there's no reaction at all, which is a shame, because it would have been nice to actually blue this blade. But we will leave it for a while and then come back to it, see if anything happens at all. As yet it does not look like there will be any reaction, but you can never tell with these things. What I can do actually, which I have been informed can force a reaction, is put it in the oven. But I will do that after a few minutes, after I've seen if there's any reaction this way. If there is no reaction, well, you won't see any more GoPro footage. If there is, I'll try and do some more. But so far, guys, it looks like the theory that you can cold blue stainless steel doesn't hold much water, which honestly is kind of disappointing. Or maybe I'm just missing something here. As I said, this is just an experiment. I'm not really familiar with how a stainless steel should act when cold blued, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Okay guys, so we've got the blade here. Let's just dry off and see what the result was, if any, which I'm doubtful there is any result. So yeah, this is an experiment. I don't really know if anything's going to have changed or not. I have heard you can blue stainless steel. I've seen videos showing that it can be blued, but I don't know if it can be blued with just cold blue alone. And even though this is a very good cold blue, as you can see here, hopefully, yeah, no reaction really, which is a real shame, because this blade I think would have looked really nice blued, but I just don't have the stuff to do it. So apparently different steels react differently, even among stainless steels, to cold bluing. So clearly 5CR13 has no reaction to the solution whatsoever, which, as I said, that's a shame, because this blade I think would have looked really nice blued. Anyway, let me get back onto my main camera and I'll explain to you what I think went wrong with this little experiment here. Be right back.
Well, that did not go according to plan, did it, guys? So, what went wrong? Well, like the lumberjack said to the tree, I'm stumped. I'm sorry, I will not make a joke like that again, I promise. I'm just gonna go out on a limb. Sorry, I had to. Anyway, so what went wrong? Well, it's stainless steel. And stainless steel is rather complicated to blue or patina successfully. Now, as I said, Alex Steele has done this. He made some stainless steel Damascus and made a carving set. However, what I neglected to mention in my previous part of the video is that when Alec done the cold bluing, the result wasn't exactly high contrast. It was a really, really subtle result, barely noticeable in fact. So, what I actually should have done, and I may look into this in future, I should have got some ferric chloride and done it that way. Because that is how, in the end, the Alex Steele and Will Stelter, when they made the carving set, that is how they got the contrast in the stainless steel Damascus. However, that does not mean this was a failure. Just because something did not work does not make it a failure. You haven't failed, you've just found a way that doesn't work, so learn from it. And I am going to learn from this, and my next project is actually going to be carbon steel again. And I'm planning on using another technique that I found out about because of Alec Steele's channel, which is strong black coffee. Now, I think that could be a really fun experiment because there are a lot of carbon steel blades on the market. You can get coffee really cheap, and making strong coffee is really easy. So that could be something fun for a future video. I will, however, need to get some more carbon steel blades before I can do that. Now, I had thought, actually, going through the bluing process on this, I'd looked on this, and it looked like it had taken a bit of bluing where the blade wasn't exactly polished. However, there is just chemical residue. There is actually no bluing. I've run a little 320 grit through these holes. There's no bluing even on the inside of the tang holes. So it is not to do with the polish of the blade, it is more likely to do with the composition of the steel itself, which, as I said in the first part of this video, is 5CR13. Now, I'm no metallurgist, so I can only hazard a guess at the component of the steel that may be inhibiting bluing using a cold blue solution. And I think that the inhibiting component is actually chromium. Now, don't laugh, hear me out. Chromium, it's used in the auto industry. At least on older cars, you used to see a lot of chrome bumpers, chrome hubcaps, chrome wing mirrors, chrome window trim, chrome door trim, you name it, they chromed it. And I know what some of you are thinking right now. Well, that ain't right. I've got an old car that's got chrome on it and the chrome's fucking rusting. Well, no, you're wrong. It's not the chrome that's rusting. What you are seeing, those rust streaks you are seeing on the chrome are actually bleeding out through either a chip or a crack in the chrome from the underlying metal. So all you are seeing is a water stain that happens to have iron oxide in it, aka rust. The chromium itself does not rust. It blisters and peels off because it is a thin layer of plating. So, yeah, I think that the likely culprit in this experiment that did not work, I had to think for a while there, I think the likely culprit is chromium. However, that does not mean I did not enjoy this. I enjoyed taking you on this journey. And, well, this is what you're going to see in the future, this kind of style of video, when I am doing modifications on my blades, because I really do like using the head mount, even though it is a bit hard to tell if I've got it in the right position. But, yeah, it's really enjoyable. Anyway, that's all for now. If you like it, please subscribe, comment, and share. And remember, be good to each other.
I'm the Dracolope, bitch.